Hi guys, welcome back to Dr. AI YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about sarcomere. We know that sarcomere is the basic functional unit of myofibril, that means in muscles. So these are the things that contract the muscles. These are the smallest unit that helps to contract the muscle. So first we will look at the parts of the sarcomere, as these sarcomeres are consist with bands, lines, zones, and also there are filaments. There are two main myofilaments consist in this sarcomere as actin and myosin. Actin is thin and myosin in thick. So I have drawn these filaments like this: thick filament, myosin in light blue color, thin filament actin in this red color lines. First, we will talk about the lines in this sarcomere. These green color lines are known as Z lines. They anchors this thin filament and they are the boundaries of each sarcomere. So, between these two Z line is known as the sarcomere. And here, through this purple color line, you can see the M line. So this M line is the protein that connect neighboring thick filaments. I'll explain again. There are two myofilaments as actin and myosin. Myosin is thicker and actin is thinner. And there are lines called Z lines and M line. These two are Z lines. This is M line. Z lines are going through actin filaments. M line is going through thick filaments, that means myosin. And Z line act as the boundaries of the sarcomere. So the region between these two Z line is known as the sarcomere. Now let's talk about the bands in this sarcomere. There are two main types of bands as A band and I band. A bands are darker and I bands are lighter. When we tell that they are darker, it should consist with so many filaments. That's why they are darker. So the darker band is consist with these thick filaments. They are known as A bands. And the lighter bands, I bands, are consist with only thin filaments, because if they consist with thick filaments, they also get darker. So that's why I bands are consist only with actin filaments, the thin filaments. So this part is known as I band because it's only consist with actin filaments. So as this A band is consist with myosin, the thick filaments, it is darker, and the I band, it's only consist with actin, that means the thinner filaments, they are lighter. And there's a zone called as H zone. This is H zone. H zone is either side of this M line and it contains only thick filaments. You can see here it contains only thick filaments. And you can see here these thick filaments and thin filaments have overlap. So this zone is known as zone of overlap. Again, we will get a brief idea. We know that there are two filaments in sarcomere as actin and myosin. Actin is the thinner one, myosin is the thicker one. And there are Z lines connecting these actin filaments. And the region between these two Z lines is known as sarcomere. And there's an M line connecting myosin filaments. And there are two types of bands as A band and I band. A band mean it is the dark one. It consists with thick filaments and also it can be consist with actin filaments. And I band mean it only consists with actin filaments as it is lighter. And there's a zone called H zone and it's only consists with thick filament. And also there's a zone of overlap where the thick filaments and thin filaments get overlap. Now let's see what will happen to this sarcomere when a muscle get contract. When muscle contracts, these filaments slide centrally. That means these actin filament come toward this M line. So this makes this zone of overlap greater and the length of sarcomere get decreased. And these I bands are also get decreased because these actin filaments go centrally and H zone get disappear. But the length of myofilaments remains same. That means when sarcomere is contracting, the length of filament don't get decrease or increase or anything. Their length remains same. Let's take a brief idea about this again. When a muscle is contracted, these thin filaments slide centrally. That means actin filaments come towards this M line. That means the zone of overlap get increase, zone of overlap get increase, and length of sarcomere become decrease as these actin filaments come towards the M line. And I bands also get decrease and H zone get disappear. But the length of myofilaments remain same. So that's all about this sarcomere. We will meet again in the next video. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you guys.